Yo, this is me playing again, and I'm going to. Shit, it's scary. I'm going to talk like I'm talking to somebody in particular. I won't say the name because it's kind of silly. But yes, I am talking to somebody when saying this. Hopefully, it ends up being a good video. But there's been a lot on my mind that I couldn't really say or couldn't really put through text. Um, I was beginning to notice the look in people's eyes because I work at Walmart and I see a lot of people, and I can almost see through their eyes and get like a bit of a sense of what kind of person they are. And I noticed that like the people who are nice, their eyes almost glow or shine at least. And it's almost like I know who to wave because we're supposed to like wave at everybody who gets within like 15 meters of us or something at a supermarket, which is like fucking crazy. But I feel like uh I feel like waving at everybody would just be kind of a bother because then the person would have to respond in that sense. And but like by the look of their eyes and by the way they hold themselves when they're moving around or shopping or looking around, like the look in their eyes, I sort of know who I could wave at or who's in the mood for like a joke or something. And then I see other people who look like they're not in the mood for like anything at all. Like they're just kind of there to get what needs to be done. And then they're on their way. And I mean that's fair. I'm not gonna tell anybody to like, hey, fix your fucking face. I'm not gonna say that if I work in a supermarket. That's just insane. But what I can do is give them space or give them a greeting that would make them happy or just tailor to their mood. And I've been working with somebody like my boss. I'm really tired right now. I just got through practice. I've been awake since 4 o'clock this morning. And then I slept for no, I haven't been awake for 4 o'clock this morning. I got up at 4 o'clock, went to work, got home, slept for 2 hours, then went to practice, and now I'm here. And yeah, my boss, who was like a really, like, he's like a really great guy. He's the guy who got me the job. And by the way just the way he acts like, all the time, like even if he's in a bad mood, like I think he's going through a divorce, and he put his dog down not too long ago. And he has a kid, so I'm not sure how that's going. But he's always like in a good mood. He's always in a mood to joke and like have fun, and he's really helpful. He's like, he doesn't just do his job. He does more than his job, and he helps everybody do their job. And he's like a really good guy. And what I've noticed is that he has like really big, kind eyes. And judging by the look on his face when he, I already said that. I'm rambling because I'm trying to play a game and have a conversation that's in my head at the same time. He he really does show like that there's a physical tell on being a good person. And it could be just how they lived and like stuff like that, and like I feel like he's the only person there that I work for. Like I like my other bosses. There's one other boss who I really like. But I'm talking about him. I hope I fucking yucked. But yeah, I'll talk about my other boss later. But like he got me the job, so I kind of owe him the service. But he got me the job. He helped me with the job he gave me, which is, you know, I guess a lot of people would do that. But he also helps other people. He's always making new ideas for all kinds of stuff to make people's jobs easier. And I feel like if you wanted to just get paid the amount you're getting paid, you would just do the minimal amount of, like the least amount of work possible, because you get paid by the hour. But he doesn't do that, and I feel like for some reason he looks the way he is because of who he is. And then I noticed this one guy, he's like, nobody likes working with him. And it is like it's very obvious to see why. It's like he's fucking a smartass, and he's an asshole, and he's not funny, he's not helpful, and if he is told to help somebody, he'll do it. I don't know where the fuck I am. He'll do it like begrudgingly, and it'll be really annoying to fucking be around him because he's just, I don't know, he's not good, and I feel like he hates something in his life. I can't tell what it is, and it's not me to judge, but I feel like my boss, I'm gonna give them names now, Johnny and Albert. My boss has a lot of reasons to not have to be as great as a person as he is, and Albert, the other dude, has a lot of reasons to just not try at all. But I don't know where he is because he isn't verbal, and I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to find out. I'm not curious about him because I don't know, he's mediocre in my eyes. Like I find lots of things interesting about people, but I find people who seem like they're kind of normal uninteresting. And I know it's not right to judge anybody, but I feel like if they're an object and they have a personality and they're like a living thing, it's okay to judge, just the same way we would judge dogs or pieces of art and things like that. Like I feel like everybody should be judged and be evaluate. I mean, you don't have to tell them, like you don't have to say to them what you think about them, but I feel like for yourself, it should be fine to. Ah, you fucking kidding me? Okay. it would be fine to it'd be fine to keep like a little note in your head about the things you notice about people and what you could tell from people and what you guessed right and what you guessed wrong, and just whatever discoveries you could come across. Because this is a discovery I made from being at a supermarket, which took a lot of work because, I mean, it didn't take a lot of work, it took a lot of perception because I had to see a lot of people like back to back in a place of business, I guess. Like, it's not a social setting. Like, people don't really talk to each other or meet up to talk to each other at Walmart, even though there is people who do that. Fucking elk moose. Ow! God damn it, it's so persistent. Fucking elk. Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me. And there is a few other things I wanted to talk about. Oh my god, so many damn dogs. One thing I was also going to mention was that I had kind of a really bad time at practice today. And I got more upset than I would have expected myself to get upset doing something like this. Is like my passion. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I even feel like I'll give up opportunities that might be worth more just because of how much I like doing this one thing. And like we did, there's a gi and then there's no gi, and we were doing gi. And with gi, like I usually never do gi because it's not it's not MMA style. It's more like a competition style, like specific jiu-jitsu tournament style. And my goal isn't to be a jiu-jitsu artist. It's supposed to be like a MMA competitor. And gi has to do with like grabbing like the clothes and close with submissions and then keeping grips there. And I guess it's good for practicing what you do in a street fight, because in a street fight you can grab clothes, and in no gi people usually wear tight clothes, and grabbing the clothes is considered fucking dogs. Shit. But yeah, alright, in a street fight, you usually wouldn't grab clothes. I mean, I'm getting tongue-tied. In a street fight, you wouldn't follow rules. Like a street fight is really brutal, and it's probably the most terrifying situation you could be in. Because that's a different topic that I don't want to talk about right now. But yeah, I had a really bad time in jiu-jitsu practice, and a lot of it was because of no-gi. Like I was getting like really annoyed with how difficult it was to just move around while wearing this big like blanket tied around my body that people could grab and use against me. And I didn't practice no-gi, but everybody else in the gym practices no-gi. and they're all better than me, and not only that, but they're all heavier than me, and they're all older than me, and like that's fine. That gives me motivation when I'm practicing alone. But when I'm not practicing alone, I mean, when I'm practicing like when I'm thinking about it, like to myself. Like if I could beat people who are bigger than me and stronger than me and better than me, uh, then I could. It gives me motivation on how good my training's gonna be. But when I really can't do anything, and then like I get just annihilated, like, like, and then not only just annihilated, because losing is a part of learning, but when I get like smashed, I lose like badly. Like it's not even in an honorable way that like I tried. Like it's just like I couldn't do anything. It looked like I was just like sitting there. And and when usually when people lose, my coach would tell them like why they lost. But to me, they would just tell them what to do better and how to kick my ass, and it's really annoying because I'm trying to get better. I don't have a lot of time to get better because I want to compete like really soon. I want to be in my prime fighting shape as much as possible. And all I'm learning is how other people could beat me up, or just not beat me up, just fucking like pin me down and start choking me and passing all my defenses, and I can't be on the offensive, and I don't know what to do, and I basically wasted a whole day in grappling. I didn't learn anything, and I just got tired at the end, and then we went to stand up, and stand up fighting made me feel better because I enjoy striking way more than I do grappling. But when I was grappling and I would hear like myself get like I would lose, like I wouldn't be able to move, and then they would do like a move on me, and I would hear my coach like go woo, like up to the guy who just beat me, like he was encouraging him on his win, and I didn't learn anything from it. And it actually made me start thinking about like leaving for like a little bit, because I didn't want to be in a place where I feel like I'm not learning, and like I don't like feeling like I have to ask for help. Like that's I know that's just me being choosing to be less skilled in a situation, but I was in a bad mood, and then I had like very little motivation to do anything because I felt like if I tried anything, I would just get tired or embarrassed or not or, but yeah, it was bad. And I feel like I have an issue with not outbursts, but like when I get angry, I'll bottle it up. But when I get angry enough to when it becomes like a verbal thing, it's pretty intense. Like it's it gets personal. Like I tend to harbor grudges if I feel like I've been screwed over in a way, and I felt like I was screwed over then. And when I'm doing something I like and then somebody ruins what I enjoy doing, it makes me really upset. I feel like it's nighttime. Oh yeah, this is the first time this is a horror game. I haven't done anything spooky yet, but yeah, this is supposed to be scary. And I'm not I'm not even sure if I said this before, but when it comes to evaluating your own sanity, I feel like that's the cruelest I've ever been to myself. Like, when I honestly watch my own videos and I hear myself talk, I'm not even sure if I'm saying anything that anybody else would see, and that's sort of what reality is. Like, the general consensus of what reality is it's what's perceived by most people. Like, it's it's really hard to explain what would make somebody see reality different without like hallucinating or being on drugs or like having some sort of, not disorder, but having some sort of condition where your senses are actually different than everybody else. Like some people have, I'm not sure if it's synesthesia, synesthesia, when it's the thing when people's senses are switched and people end up hearing color. Well, not hearing color, they end up seeing color when they hear sounds. And like that's a difference in reality, but it's something that not everybody could perceive, so it can't be true. But if everybody saw that, that would kind of be what reality is. So when I think about evaluating my own sanity, it's really hard to feel like I discovered something or that I'm even thinking with the right logic. Like, I have no idea why I'm here or what I'm doing or why I'm even talking to this thing, because I feel like whoever I'm talking to isn't going to see this. Like, I feel like it would just be something I would recommend to her, and then she would just kind of just be like, all right, maybe sometime, and she forget, because I can't make somebody. I didn't turn on the fucking generator. God damn it. Oh my god. I was wondering why it's getting so dark. But yeah, I'm here talking to myself, and there's really no reason to. And it's usually just to get things out of my mind, because I can't bother people all the time. I can't just assume that people will listen to me or people will care, and I shouldn't really expect much from anybody. It's weird for me to say that, because it's nighttime now. And when I'm sharing my thoughts or thinking about a show or a celebrity or a comedian or something, and I'm trying to form those thoughts into sentences I could understand, I don't feel like anybody else will understand me. And that makes me feel like I'm crazy. Like I just, like, usually when I think people going crazy, I think about like psycho killers with like emotional behavioral problems, and you know, people who are on drugs who have become addicted and destroyed their brain to a point where they can't perceive reality the right way. But my form of craziness is thinking differently. And like I've noticed it before, like people have said that I don't make sense. Fucking goddamn. Come on. I'm ready for you, fuckhead. Invitation, huh? We invite you to a celebration behind the cornfield to the southern edge of the dry meadow. 4739. This is the first time I've got this, and I played this game twice. Well, 3 times technically. But I died the second time. The wedding. I've never been to the wedding. This is amazing. Okay, but yeah, when I try to share my thoughts and what the fuck is going on? Shit. Oh god. Oh, those are ghosts. They attack you when I'm in the dark. And oh man, please don't shut off. When I'm trying to express how I feel and people don't understand, it is such I can't pick the adjective right now, but it is a very stiff but deep. There's somebody fucking running outside my house. They hit the bear trap? It's supposed to be lit. Come on. What the hell's going on? There's supposed to be light there. The game glitch out? Fucking goddamn it, asshole. I'm supposed to die that quick. But yeah, like when I'm trying to talk to people and tell them how I feel or what I think about something and they don't understand, or they just don't have a response, or they're just, I don't want to say on my level because that's fucking pompous and shitty to say, but I feel so lonely. And that's why I really appreciate when I'm able to have like an actual conversation with people. And even though I talk to a lot of people, and the people I don't have a conversation, that don't satisfy the sense of loneliness. I end up talking to only when I'm bored or out of relief, or the things that wouldn't matter if it came to me being in distress. It's so bright. And I feel like I'm really appreciative of the people who give me that sort of satisfaction of being heard, and that I can be understood in a way, and I don't always have to be just afraid to share my thoughts. And one thing that I was thinking of is that being appreciative also makes me hateful. Like of course I like the people who I'm friends with, and there's a lot of people who I really enjoy talking to, and I would even it's tough to give my life for somebody because I've never been in a situation and I don't know the grander scale of things, but when it comes to sacrificing something for them, like giving a gift just to make them happy for a little bit, I feel like I'm totally fine with doing that. But when it comes to people who I don't appreciate, people who I consider to be pests in life, just like really big human pests that only work for themselves, only care about themselves, or care about people that they consider valuable. I consider everybody. I can't. Well, life. when it comes to worldviews like overpopulation and stuff like that, like with Thanos in Endgame, like his ideal that people could just like he was gonna kill people indiscriminately would make it okay. I consider that horseshit because he does not understand that individual people are different. Like we're not just numbers, and when that too much of us get high, it's bad. It's not like that. It's just that when there's more people, there are more people who don't care about the surroundings that they live in. And when I think about like that, we have an overpopulation problem. I do consider the fact that some people need to die, but the thing is, to pick people who need to die is deciding their life for them. And I feel like nobody has the right to do that because they're also a person and they could have been decided that. Uh, Somebody else could decide that for them then. And when I think about my favorite people and my favorite person, I feel like if for some reason they were picked to be just thrown away, I wouldn't be able to stand the thought of how cruel it would be to just want overpopulation to be dealt with random killings or disease or anything. It's an awful thing to think about, and it's god damn it, who the fuck is around my house? And um yeah, when it comes to people who are a threat to whomever or don't respect the people who are around them, I consider those people to be worth hating, and I feel like everybody should be comfortable with violence. But this video would be too long and I don't want to overdo it and cut the beginning of the video, so I'll just end it here and maybe start the next day, tonight, or tomorrow. Goodbye.